Da-da-da-da-da-da. I love Mexican food. I could eat it just about every day. I mean, it really is my favorite food. My problem with Mexican food is that I sit down at the tables and they bring that basket of chips. The chips come in, it's like I lose all my concentration. The only part that is free is the salsa. But how can you eat it without the chips? I mean, you can hardly scoop it up with your hands. So what's wrong with those chips? The chips are fried. They're not baked. They're not broiled. They are deep fried. They're actually pieces of tortilla that are immersed in boiling fat until they are crisp. So let me show you how many chips you can have for 1 bread card and 2 fat cards. This is 1 ounce of chips. Now, it's not always convenient to have your scale around, so let's count these out and see how many we get for 1 ounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, when was the last time you ate just 10 chips? What you can do instead is ask for an order of corn tortillas and use those to scoop up the salsa. But remember, 1 tortilla will cost a bread card, but there's no fat. Now, what if you ordered a nice big bowl of guacamole to go with those chips? Well, let's get out your fat card and take a look. It says 1/8 of an avocado. Well, here it is. Here it is all mashed up. Here's what 1/8 of an avocado looks like. Well, for heaven's sakes, where is it? I think I need my magnifying glass. Oh, there it is. See it? Just that little teeny bit of speck. Hardly a bowlful, isn't it? So for every couple of scoops of avocado you put in your mouth, it's going to cost you a fat card. Now, the second pitfall of Mexican restaurants is that combination plate, or should I say platter. It has everything. An enchilada, a taco, a burrito, you name it, and of course, the refried beans and the rice. And have you ever noticed how proud they are in Mexican restaurants? They always have the world's biggest tostado and the burrito that ate Cleveland and so on. Just the pictures in the menu take up whole pages. And there's a lot of fried foods, cheese, sour cream to watch out for. So what if you ordered one of those combination dinners? Let's take a look. We've got refried beans and rice, a cheese enchilada, and a taco. Did you know why they called refried beans? Because they add lard to them. That's why. And do you know what lard is? L-A-R-D? Well, there's no way to say this delicately. It's pig fat! And there's a lot of it in Mexican food. The taco shell is deep fried. The tortilla for the cheese enchilada is dipped in hot fat before they're adding the fillings, and the rice is sauteed. So if you ate this whole platter, look at it, including the salsa and chips that we talked about before, your grand total would be, 5 bread cards, 10 fat cards, and 5 meat cards. Oh my gosh, it's enough to drive you to a margarita. Oh, well, that would be at least 2 fat cards for the tequila and 2 fruit cards for the mix. Is there any hope in a Mexican restaurant? Well, let's see. They usually have beans that are not refried, so be sure to ask for those. You can get a tostado with regular beans, broiled chicken, and the dressing on the side. Personally, I just use the salsa for my dressing. Also ask for the regular tortillas so you don't have to eat the fried shell it comes in. You can ask them to leave the cheese off or maybe bring a little bit on the side that you can use in moderation. So what would a tostado like that cost? 1 bread card for the tortilla, 3 meat cards for the beans, chicken, and cheese, plus a fat card for the cheese. You can always ask for soft tacos, too. They aren't fried or sauteed. They usually have broiled steak or chicken in them. They usually come 2 to an order, so that would cost you 2 bread cards, 3 meat cards, plus a fat card. Now, the other thing that's good in Mexican restaurants that you might not have tried is the albondiga soup. No, this is really a good choice. It would cost you a joker for the broth, 1 vegetable card because it usually has a lot of vegetables, and 1 little card for those 2 little meatballs. Now, this is a very good value. So maybe you can go for Mexican food and survive after all. Just stay away from the chips, avoid the guacamole, where is it? And the sour cream and any of the fried dishes like chimichangas and taquitos. They even sound as if they were just dripping with gordo. That's the word Spanish. It means fat. You didn't know I was bilingual, did you? Well, believe me, I know the words fat and no thank you in 42 different languages. Now remember to ask for plain beans, not refried, and use your salsa as a sauce or dressing. Go easy on the cheese, and I think you'll be fine. So when you're eating Mexican food, you need to be alert. You may lose all your fat cards and could even lose your shirt. So think before you order. Have it worked out in your head. Remember, you were losing weight, not gaining weight instead. Da 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 da.
Hey guys, so this video was about Mexican food. Admittedly, I don't really have a ton to add to this one. I grew up being a very picky eater, so Mexican food has not necessarily always been part of the repertoire of foods that I've eaten. I mean, maybe a few times a year, but oftentimes I kind of hang back because, again, picky eater, don't eat a ton of it. The one thing I'm going to bring up here, and I think I brought this up maybe in a previous video where he was talking about fats, avocado is actually a healthy fat, which of course they wouldn't have known something like that in the 90s. So I would say that, don't necessarily worry about that one as much because it is a healthy fat. But the other stuff, portion control, moderation, kind of the thing that Richard preaches a lot. So that would be what I would go with. Just, I don't know if he brings this up in another video. Maybe he brings it up in the restaurant one. I think he did. Where if you have this platter and you're getting to that point where you're full and you haven't finished, but you're like, oh my God, I have all this on my plate still, I need to finish. Ask for a doggy bag. Even if they say no, the worst you can do is ask. And, take some of that stuff home and have it later. So, yeah. I will see you tomorrow. And because of the way I had to move stuff around to get the weigh-in days to still be on Mondays, that means tomorrow's 35. So tomorrow will be story day now. So Wednesdays from here on out are going to be story day. Talk to you soon. Bye.